Picture this. You walk into a room radiating genuine warmth and compassion. Instead of being welcomed, you notice subtle shifts. Conversations halt, eyes dart away, an invisible wall forms around you. Sound familiar? Here's the brutal truth most people won't admit. Empathy terrifies them. But why would showing care and understanding trigger such primal fear in others? What dark psychological mechanism makes people instinctively recoil from the very quality they claim to admire most? The answer lies buried in Carl Jung's most disturbing insights about human nature. What you're about to discover will shatter everything you believed about kindness, authenticity, and why good people often finish last. Are you ready to face the uncomfortable reality about why your empathy makes others want to destroy you? Because once you understand this psychological warfare happening beneath the surface, you'll never see human interactions the same way again. The question isn't whether you're empathetic. It's whether you're brave enough to handle what that really means in a world that secretly despises its own reflection. We live in a society that worships empathy in theory, but crucifies it in practice. Think about it. Every motivational quote, every self-help book, every corporate mission statement preaches compassion and understanding. Yet when someone actually embodies these qualities, what happens? They become targets. Why does this contradiction exist? Because there's a massive gap between what we say we value and what we actually reward. Look at history's most empathetic figures: Jesus, Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr. What did they all have in common? They were persecuted, attacked, and ultimately destroyed by the very people they tried to help. This isn't coincidence, it's pattern. But here's what's even more disturbing. The people who attack empaths aren't necessarily evil. They're ordinary individuals living ordinary lives, yet something about authentic empathy triggers a violent psychological response in them. What is it about genuine compassion that makes people want to tear it down? Why do we collectively punish the very behavior we claim to admire? The answer reveals something so dark about human nature that most people spend their entire lives running from this truth. Are you starting to see the invisible war being waged against your authentic self? Because understanding this paradox is the first step to surviving it. Carl Jung discovered something terrifying about the human psyche. We all carry a collective shadow, a shared darkness that we desperately try to hide from ourselves and others. But here's where it gets sinister. Empaths become living threats to this collective lie. When you show genuine empathy, you're not just being kind, you're holding up a mirror to everyone's hidden shame, their suppressed guilt, their abandoned authenticity, and people will do anything to smash that mirror. Jung called this projection, the unconscious mechanism where we attack in others what we can't face in ourselves. Think about the last time someone got irrationally angry at your kindness. Were they really mad at you, or were they furious at their own inability to be that authentic? This is why empathy feels dangerous to most people. It exposes their emotional cowardice, their moral compromises, their dead dreams. Every act of genuine compassion becomes an accusation. Why aren't you this real? Why have you settled for this fake existence? If you've found this insight valuable so far, hit that like button. It tells me you're ready to go deeper into these uncomfortable truths. And subscribe to Mind Revelation, because we're just getting started on this journey into the darkest corners of human psychology. But here's the question that will haunt you. If everyone carries this shadow and empaths expose it, what does that make you in their eyes? Not a healer, but a threat that must be eliminated. Imagine looking into a mirror that doesn't just show your physical appearance, but reveals every lie you've told yourself, every moment you've chosen comfort over courage, every time you've betrayed your own values. That's what empaths represent to most people. Living, breathing mirrors of the soul. And humans will do anything to avoid seeing their true reflection. When you show genuine empathy, you're not just offering compassion, you're demonstrating what authentic living looks like. This creates an unbearable psychological tension in others. They're forced to confront the gap between who they are and who they could be. Why do you think people get so uncomfortable around someone who's genuinely present and caring? It's because your authenticity makes their masks feel suffocating. Your emotional honesty exposes their emotional dishonesty. Your willingness to be vulnerable highlights their cowardice in hiding behind walls. But here's the most disturbing part. This mirror effect is completely unconscious. people don't consciously think, I need to destroy this person because they make me feel bad about myself. Instead, they just feel an inexplicable urge to diminish you, to find flaws, to prove you're not as good as you seem. Have you ever noticed how quickly people try to bring you down to their level when you're operating from a place of genuine care? They'll call you naive, too sensitive, or accuse you of having ulterior motives. Because if they can prove you're fake, they don't have to face the terrifying possibility that authenticity is actually achievable. The question is, are you strong enough to keep being their mirror even when they're throwing stones at it? Now let's expose the weapon society uses against empaths, and trust me, they're more sophisticated than you think. The first weapon is isolation. Ever notice how empathetic people often find themselves mysteriously excluded from groups? It's not accidental. There's an unconscious conspiracy to quarantine authenticity before it spreads. The second weapon is gaslighting on a collective level. You're too sensitive. You're overthinking. You're making people uncomfortable. Sound familiar? They're not describing your flaws. They're describing their fears. The third weapon is ridicule. Empaths get labeled as bleeding hearts, naive idealists, or attention seekers. Why? Because mockery is the easiest way to dismiss what threatens you. But here's the most insidious weapon. They turn your empathy against you. They exploit your caring nature, drain your energy, then blame you for being depleted. They create situations where your compassion becomes your weakness, where your strength becomes your downfall. Have you experienced this systematic dismantling of your authentic self? The way groups unconsciously organize to neutralize the empath among them? It's like watching antibodies attack a foreign substance. Except you're not the disease. You're the cure they're rejecting. But here's what they don't understand. Every time they attack an empath, they're actually attacking their own potential for growth, their own capacity for genuine connection. The question is, how long will you let them convince you that your greatest gift is actually your greatest flaw? Here's a truth that will blow your mind. Empaths aren't evolutionary mistakes. They're evolutionary necessities. Throughout human history, empathetic individuals have been the ones who prevented tribes from destroying themselves, who cared for the wounded, who saw beyond immediate survival to long-term thriving. Yet this same trait that ensured our species' survival now makes you a target in modern society. Why? Because we've created systems that reward ruthlessness over compassion, competition over cooperation, exploitation over empathy. Your sensitivity isn't weakness. It's a superpower that threatens power structures built on emotional numbness. Think about it. Who benefits when people stop caring? Who profits when humans become disconnected from their emotions? The answer reveals why empaths are systematically discouraged, medicated, and marginalized. You represent a threat to a machine that runs on human disconnection. But here's what's fascinating. Studies show that empathetic leaders create more innovative, productive, and sustainable organizations. Empathetic societies have lower crime rates, better mental health, and stronger communities. So why are we still punishing this trait? Because short-term power fears long-term wisdom. If you've made it this far in this journey of uncomfortable truths, you're already proving your courage. Drop the word empath in the comments below. Let's see how many brave souls are willing to claim their authentic power. Your presence here shows you're not willing to dim your light just because others fear its brightness. But the question remains, are you ready to pay the evolutionary price of being more conscious than those around you? So how do you survive in a world that fears your authenticity? Jung had the answer. You must integrate not just your own shadow, but understand the collective shadow that's being projected onto you. This isn't about becoming less empathetic. It's about becoming strategically empathetic. First, recognize that their fear of you is actually fear of themselves. When someone attacks your compassion, they're really attacking their own abandoned capacity for care. This knowledge becomes your shield. Second, learn to set energetic boundaries. You can be empathetic without being everyone's emotional dumping ground. Your empathy is a gift, not a free service for those who refuse to do their own inner work. Third, find your tribe, other conscious individuals who understand that sensitivity is strength, not weakness. You weren't meant to walk this path alone. But here's the most powerful transformation. Use their rejection as confirmation that you're on the right path. If unconscious people are comfortable with you, you're probably not challenging them to grow. Their discomfort is often a sign that you're doing something right. Before we reach our final insight, make sure you're subscribed to Mind Revelation and hit that notification bell, because content like this that challenges conventional thinking is exactly what algorithms try to suppress. We need conscious viewers like you to keep these conversations alive. The question isn't how to make everyone comfortable with your empathy. It's how to stay true to your authentic self while navigating their unconscious resistance. Are you ready for the final piece of this psychological puzzle? Here's the ultimate truth that will set you free. Their fear of your empathy isn't your problem to solve. It's your power to embrace. Every time someone recoils from your authenticity, they're actually confirming that you possess something they've lost: the courage to feel deeply in a world that profits from numbness. You are not broken for caring. You are not naive for believing in human goodness. You are not weak for choosing vulnerability over armor. You are the evolutionary edge of human consciousness, and that terrifies those still trapped in emotional Stone Age. But here's your choice. Will you dim your light to make others comfortable? Or will you burn brighter and illuminate the path for those ready to follow? The world doesn't need another person pretending to be less than they are. It needs you to be courageously, unapologetically empathetic. Because every time you choose authenticity over acceptance, compassion over conformity, you give others permission to do the same. You become living proof that another way is possible. So the next time someone fears your empathy, smile knowing that you're carrying a torch they're not yet brave enough to hold. The next time they try to convince you that caring is weakness, remember that you're demonstrating a strength they can't comprehend. Your empathy isn't a flaw to fix. It's a superpower to master. The question isn't whether you should continue being empathetic. It's whether you're brave enough to be the change this unconscious world desperately needs. Now go out there and let your light burn so bright that it either illuminates others or makes them run. Either way, you win.